year, it was year 7. I thought it's got to be, right? At some point. I was actually doing a race in California, ABC 50 miler. I didn't know anybody at that race. I'm like screaming, Alyson, Western States.
Our medals have arrived!
Celebrating Canada's national parks 10K series.
Virtual.
Here they are, and they're pretty, and they connect.
Oh, they do connect, yes.
Yes, they do. And they're in the hot little hands of people who registered in January.
Nice.
Yeah.
What I like about this is the fact that I'm getting to know our national parks of Canada. Because I can name 5 national parks right now. Yosemite, American ones. Yosemite, Zion, Bryce, Grand Canyon, and Yellowstone. There, 5. Whoa, there you go. But I couldn't name 5 Canadian, which is sad.
That's crazy. We have so many beautiful ones. It was actually hard to pick. Hard to pick just 13, but there's one in every province and territory.
For instance, what is the national park of Saskatchewan?
One of them?
Yes.
There's more than one.
Yes, but what is one of the national parks? I didn't know that it was Grasslands! I had no idea. Cool. Anyway, there you go.
What else is new?
In GottaRunRacing?
Yes.
Well, what about you? You just...
Well, yes, I got named to the Team Canada of the Blega Ambassadors for 2021. So that's cool. Going to be showing off some new socks.
So what do you do for that? You just have to run and promote and blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Chat about it like we are now. Show them off when I get a new pair. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So where can you sign up for our virtual races?
At GottaRunRacing.com. WeRunTheNorth.com. WeRunTheNorth.ca. All takes you to the same place.
Cool.
Check it out.
Nice.
Who's on the podcast today, Norm?
Fanny Barrette.
And who's Fanny Barrette, you might ask?
This is what happened. Check this out. Last year, the Canadian running magazine or trail running magazine featured the lucky Canadians who got into Western States. I was one of them, along with 10 others. And I figured now that COVID hit last year, it didn't happen, and who knows if it's going to happen this year, that, hey, let's talk to these 10 Canadians and check out their stories and how they got to Western States. How long did it take them? Because it's all different. I noticed that some took 6 years like I did. Right. Some others got in by the golden ticket. Right. Some others got in by special considerations. Like, whoa.
What's their story?
That's interesting. Yeah. So today on the podcast, we have Fanny Barrette from Calgary, who I think took as long as I did. 6 years?
Oh, well, I guess we're going to find out.
Coming up.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, Fanny
Thank
Barrette.
you.
And where are you today?
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm in Calgary, Alberta.
Calgary.
In the cold Alberta today.
What's the temperature?
Minus 25, minus 35 with the windshield.
Wow.
Celsius, yeah.
I think we're preparing for that because that's why we're drinking hot chocolate today.
Yes, we have hot chocolate today.
And what are you drinking today?
Green tea today.
Tea.
Some green tea for me.
Have you been for a run today?
I did just 30 minutes because I haven't been out for a few days. We usually get like a week of cold weather, and this is the week. So, yeah.
And your eyelashes didn't freeze together?
No, I used my ski goggles, so it was fine.
Oh, smart.
I was actually overdressed. I was warm, but my face just got all wet and all sweaty. And then, you have to remove it because they get too hot, and then it's freezing again. So they game of up and down with the face mask.
Jeez.
So the reason that we invited you to be on the podcast today, you're our first guest, actually, because you were granted entry into the 2020 Western States. Congratulations.
Yes, finally.
Which was your first time in how many years have you been trying?
7 7 years.
Is that 6 years then plus COVID, or 7 years of getting tickets?
I started in 2013 to apply.
Wow.
Yeah.
I started 2014, and we finally got in together. So we're definitely
Yes, I know. It was so exciting. Yeah.
We're definitely going to speak about that, and that's how I came across your name. I read about the Canadians who got into, how lucky they are who got into the Western States Lottery through the Canadian Running Magazine or Canadian Trail Running Magazine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there we are. There is 10 of us. Woohoo!
10 or 11?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's never big. It's never a big amount.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks for reaching out, because it's nice to know people ahead of time when you go to race, that you always like to know some people. So now I'm going to know you.
Yeah, we have a long time to get to know each other now, because what are the odds that we're actually going to the 2021 edition, right?
That's right. It doesn't look like it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But for now, we'd like to start at the beginning. So how did you get into running?
I started running when I moved in Vancouver, just the usual 10K and build up from there. It seems like I was doubling my distance every 2 years. And I started to hike when I moved in Alberta, which is 15 years ago. And yeah, a friend of mine saying, "Oh, Fanny, you like hiking, like running, why don't you trail run?" So I started to trail running, joined some few clinics, and just love it. Just love the people spending. I've always been a person that likes to do it a lot. I used to do endurance riding, so it's basically doing the same thing but on a horse, but you do loops up to the longest I did on a horse was like 100K. So anyway, I started to spending more time me on my feet than on my horse slowly, and having the mountains in my backyard. It's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Nice place where to travel.
Cool.
So what was the first ultra that you ran? Do you remember?
Or why did you even start doing ultras?
I did the Leonard Divide in California, and I was hooked. After that, I just I think I did Squamish 50 miler and in Lost Soul.
So your first ultra was a 50 miler.
Well, I did, if you count, I know some count like 50K or not. I have done the Frozen Ass before that for sure, but that's a flat on pavement 50K. But I would consider Leon Divide as my first like really experiencing. And it was hot, so it was a long 50 miler. Yeah. And I ended up qualifying for Western States in the first year, because my last race of the season was actually a qualifier. And also I realized I was also qualified for UTMB. So I know you called UTMB like the Olympics. So
yes.
So the following year, actually I didn't follow my rules of doubling every 2 years. I think the following year I did my first 100 miler. And then in June, I did Bryce Canyon. And then I did UTMB at the end of August. So that was my second 100 miler.
When did you first hear about Western States? When did that trickle into your mind that there is this race there that everyone's trying to get to? When did that come in?
Pretty early. I like to read books. So I'm sure when I was reading Born to Run, that's probably, I don't remember the exact moment, I have to say, but okay. I'm sure, because I knew already, like before doing my 50 miler, that was, I had it in the back of my mind, like before I always thought I would do 100 miler in the back of my horse. And I realized actually easier to train myself than train my horse. So I decided to ride myself instead.
How long would it take to do 100 miles on a horse?
They usually have 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
I would say on the horse you go faster, but you have mandatory breaks that you have to take. It's usually like a half an hour. Like the typical loop would be like 12 and a half miles.
Right.
And then you have to take a break. You have to present to the vet to make sure the horse is not lame, give more time to the horse to eat. And not like us, they don't, you cannot just carry the hay while you're running in the trail. So.
And they're checking their heart rate too. Is that right?
Yeah. To make sure they recover properly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And that's how Western States started out, right? Western States
yes,
started
that's why
out.
I feel like a connection for that. Yeah. But yeah, I think it actually taught me a lot, training my horses to do that, learning about the physiology, similar, like I took courses about that, the heart rate, how to train, so I could apply that to myself after.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Actually, yeah, I'm signed up for the Western State, also for the Grand Slam, which part of it is the Bromont 100 with horses.
Oh.
That would be very interesting to see horses.
So you're not going to slow down anytime soon.
No, I'm not planning to. I have so many in my bucket list.
Okay, so let's go back to you get your first ticket to Western States, which also got you UTMB. You didn't get into Western States the first year.
No, no.
But you went to UTMB.
No, for many years. Yes, I went to UTMB. That was fantastic. You know, my race didn't go so well. I got IT band issue pain in 30 kilometers in. So I had to,
oh boy.
I was able, you hike, it's so steep there. You hike anyway to go up, but the steep downhill I couldn't run. It was too painful. So I had to run the flat, and when it wasn't so too bad. But yeah, it took me a long time. But I had never had any doubt I would finish, and it was a magical moment. It's beautiful there. It's really liked it.
You got your first ticket in 2012. So when you were planning your race seasons after 2012, were you always looking first for that Western States qualifier and then basing your season around how that was going to fit in?
Yes, I was. I also wanted to make sure I was not doing a race just for that. I'm glad they have enough choices. Having said that, it was getting a bit more difficult. Like I'm very happy I'm in, and I don't have to look at the qualifier race for Western State anymore. I'll be make it easier to plan the year. I'm a type A planner. I like to plan way ahead. So yeah, that would be nice not having that to do anymore.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some races on the list I want to do, but yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how it was with me. I had to find a race that not only gives me a ticket, but points for UTMB. And those are difficult to find. I had to try to get both of those in one race, which is not easy.
Yes.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
So you did not get into the lottery after your second ticket that gave you. So then what was your third race that you looked for to get your third ticket? We're looking at 2015
I know I did.
now.
Oh, I did. Yeah, 15. Can be sure I have the orders right, but I know after UTMB, I know I did Bromont in Quebec.
Oh, that's right.
I did that. That was in October. Yeah.
And how'd that go?
Okay. I'm not that great with technical, and we had trouble with finding the ribbons. They have no reflective on it. But you know what? I met lots of people because of that. Like I ended up there was some sabotage done that year, and we were lucky that one of the course volunteer was very close by. So yeah, we just ended up, it was a big pile of ribbon together, and there was nothing after. It's like, so somebody was able to reach out the course director, and he showed up quickly and showed up how to go back. And you would think it was 2 loops. So if somebody had a GPS with a long enough batteries, maybe we could have found the course back, but we didn't. But yeah, so I ended up teaming up with Xavier that year because it was very hard. Like 2 pairs of eyes was better to find the ribbons, but yeah, the night was very, very hard, challenging to find the trails to finish it. But I finished it, so that was good. It was only the second year of that race. So
I've heard it's very technical.
Yeah.
Lots of rocky sections that are difficult at night too.
Lots of roots. Yeah,
roots.
I remember I was amazed how ups and down and the roots. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And lots of it reminds you there's so much darkness, and it's really harder to run when it's dark because it's at October. I mean, the colors are beautiful at daytime, but it makes it challenging the longer the night. Yeah, for sure. I did Cruel Jewel as well. That's another. I really like it.
You liked it?
You liked Cruel Jewel?
To this day,
I loved it.
To this day, the Cruel Jewel is my hardest race I've ever done. Because it was never ending rolling hill, never ending. There's no breaks.
Yes.
Yeah. But
yeah. I wasn't sure. Like, I like it green and lush, and I wasn't sure I would like it because I was told you never get the views. Like, you keep going
That's
up,
right.
but then you don't have the views down.
That's exactly what Norm said. He said you never knew where you were because you couldn't see past the trees.
You're just running in a forest continuously. There's no sun that gets through. You're tree covered. Oh my gosh. It lives up to
I
its
think I
name.
got lucky. I got the beautiful full moon. They call it the pink moon or the red moon. Anyway, it was beautiful. At one section you by a river, so there was a reflection of the moon, and there was those
fireflies.
Fireflies, yeah. Yes, fireflies. And I haven't seen that since I grew up in Quebec, and there was lots of them, but like I forgot about them. I was like, first I was like, what is this? Is there somebody there reflecting? And they're like, oh my God. Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing it wasn't horse flies, or else you'd have been running a lot faster.
Yes, I'm not horse fly. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, we don't want those.
No.
Yeah.
If they're anything like deer flies, we don't want them.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, actually another race I did before was a FatDog, which reminds me a little bit of Cruel Jewel in terms of elevation. It has a lot, and it's 120 miles, so it's long, well, a little bit more, plus and minus 120 miles. But yeah, there was that year I've done FatDog. There was some smoke, so it was borderline to be canceled, but yeah, it went ahead. Again, it's beautiful, but lots of elevation for sure. I definitely wish I had trained a bit more my quads. I remember it was a river crossing. It was at night. There was a spotlight, a volunteer, and a rope to make sure it's safe. And I was just soaking my quads in the water. And the volunteer's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, yes, I'm just taking the time here, enjoying that cold water in my quads. It felt great.
FatDog is 120 miles, right?
120 miles?
It's 120 miles, FatDog, right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
But you only get one ticket
a
for
little
that.
bit more, but yeah. Yes. Sorry?
You only get one ticket for that, for Western.
Yes.
Still only one.
You should be getting 2 or 3 at least. So again, you didn't get in. How'd that feel after 3 or 4 years? You're not getting into Western States. You must be thinking, okay, I'm too far deep now. I can't stop now.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you
but
think
I still want to do it because it's just such a classic. You have to keep trying, and at some point, but it is. I kind of wish I'd started earlier. That's
yes.
Yeah, everybody says that one.
It is what it is. Yes. Very nice.
But after 4 years of trying to get into Western, you're talking 2016 now, let's say, or 17. You must be thinking, "Come on, I should have got it by now, right?" In the back.
Yeah, and it's hard when you hear people that try the first year and they get in.
Yes.
Like, oh, good for you.
It's okay to start cursing.
Oh my gosh.
My friend got in first on the year 1. His first try, he got in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because he got in on year 1, he went and did the Grand Slam. Boom. He got all 4 of them. Yeah. That's the idea.
Good for him. Yeah.
Did you watch the lottery, or did you just wait to check?
No. Yeah, actually that year, it was year 7. I thought it's gotta be, right? At some point. I was actually doing a race in California, ABC 50 miler. And we were, I can't remember, at night, and it was like a building where we're all waiting for the bus to get back to our cars. And somebody, a girl I met in the trail, so we have Wi-Fi. So I looked, and I didn't know anybody at that race. I'm like screaming, I'm in Western States. But yeah, my friend, the girl I just met, she was happy for me. So yeah, it was pretty exciting.
That's really cool.
That's a great way to find out when you're on another race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all these races where you're trying to get your ticket to Western, were you ever found yourself in trouble where you're thinking, I don't think I'm going to finish this one? And then you knew your ticket was on the line, so you had to push through. Were you ever in trouble that way?
I don't think so, because I think I was always planning to have another race as a backup. Maybe not the year. 1 year I was worried I had a stress fracture.
Okay.
So it took me a while to recover and do the 100K, which was a lost soul. So that year, if I didn't finish that one, I would have been in trouble, but it went very well. But yeah, that's the other thing. Not only you have to plan for one, you also have to make sure it's early enough that if it doesn't go well, that you can do another one.
Yes.
So yeah, sometimes I was doing it too in the same year, just in case. But that's why I think Sean O'Brien might have been a qualifier. I think that's why that's in, that was in early, I think March. And I just wanted to get it done with it so I can do whatever I want the rest of the year, knowing that I do have my qualifier happen for sure.
It's amazing how we are putting our life around Western states, and they know this. They know that this is the way it is.
I remember, like even Boston, I finally qualified, and then I was in Spain with a trip to go running in the Pyrenees, and I had to ask my friend to sign up for me because I was away that week. Like you have a windows, I think, week. So yeah, all those things of runners, you have to get your life around it. Yeah, for sure.
And the rest of the population has no idea.
No.
They just think we're crazy runners.
Yeah. You run that far? That's the number one question.
Do you sleep?
Yeah.
What was your
yes, I do think a lot.
What was your most difficult race, or most race that the race that stands out as the best experience you've ever had?
Well, I think UTMB, because it was only my second 100 miler, and of course I think it took me like 44 hours, so it's definitely a big achievement. It was hard. My IT band hurt a lot, so to get to finish that was probably one of the hardest.
Do you ever see things at night?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know. My first, still not sure.
See,
my first,
that's what I'm talking about.
Then you have.
Yeah. Well, I was just surprised because it was only one night without sleep. So it seems hard to believe I would hallucinate in only one night without sleep. But I saw an aid station, and I thought a guy with me also saw the aid station. And then we got there and nothing.
But he wasn't there either.
No, he was. Well, I don't have a picture to prove it, but I sure hope he was there.
When Western States was canceled, what was your talk us through that?
Talk us through that day.
Well, for me, because adding the Grand Slam to it is like, it has to be all or nothing. So I think that's added a bit of a stress, because am I going to have to do one race and not the others and repeat 100 miler? I mean, worst case, I might have to do that. So then, but the Western State is the driver. So right now, like, we still haven't heard back from this year. I already had to make my decision. So the other race, like Vermont, they give us the option to defer to 2021 and 2022. And at Christmas, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be nice. I'm sure it's going to all going ahead. And then I came back after Christmas listening to the news. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. So I defer to Vermont 2022. With Western State, we still don't know. They said they're going to get back to international runners early spring. So now, I mean, with the new rules, I cannot imagine they're going to ask us to have to go this year. But
let's hope that they fill the international spots with U.S. citizens who could have qualified in this year's lottery, because that would give them a little bit of breathing room for next year, and then allow the international to defer to 2022, which would be cool, because that would mean more international
runners for 2022.
Yeah,
that'd be
exactly.
Cool. More Canadians. 10 more Canadians.
Bigger party. Because I think that I think there's even more people than initially when you saw the article, because I noticed a few more names and I realized there was those golden tickets and few people qualified. So we'll have a few more people.
That's right.
Exactly.
not have a bunch of people lining up to be your pacer for Western States?
Can't have a pacer Western.
Oh, you can't. That's right.
Oh, yes, you can.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, you're my pacer.
You can. You sure can.
You had me convinced there for a second. But did you not have a lineup of your Calgary friends saying, I'll pace you at Western?
No, I haven't. When I did FatDog, I had two of my friends. So I thought I will reach out to them first and say, let me know if you want to pace. And one of them say, yes, she wanted to come. So yeah, I have a pacer. Hopefully she can still make it whenever a year we can go.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's been great speaking with you and finding out your story of your Canadian trail to Western States.
Yes.
Western States 20-something, 2022.
Yeah. I sure hope. Like, I can't wait to go. And I'm still watching this few new videos on YouTube. So when I do my treadmill, I watch those videos, and I can't wait to do it myself. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would be nice to see you guys there.
Yeah.
I'll know people there.
I'd like to finish our podcast with a few rapid questions. So you just name the first thing that comes to mind. Okay.
All right.
All right. Favorite type of vacation?
Trail running. Go trail running in the Pyrenees or backpacking.
I'm going to go do 100-mile for my vacation.
It's funny how they always happen to have a race close by. Yeah.
Another sport you'd like to excel in?
Oh, I wish I was good mountain biking.
Ah,
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay. Yeah. Celine Dion or Alanis Morissette?
Alanis Morissette.
Oh, I was going to expect Spin.
Would you rather, well, I think I already know the answer to this. So would you rather run outside in -20 or run on the treadmill?
Go outside. I just went today because I was, -20. If there's no wind, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's the thing with Alberta. You have the most sunny days in Canada. And if there's and the temperature -20, there's no humidity, there's no dampness, right? So your -20 and our -20 on Ontario is very different.
Yeah,
I know. Yes. I noticed that when we were in
that's true.
Arizona. What would your superpower be if you could have one superpower?
Oh, I like to fly. Be able to fly, make it easier to travel.
Sure would.
You want to fly to your next race to run.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, no airport, all those lineups.
What's your favorite post-race reward?
Oh, something salty, like if there's no vegan poutine, maybe vegan pizza.
Ooh, nice. I like it. And beer or wine or both? Yeah,
I like both. I would, after a race would be beer, but most of the time will be red wine.
Excellent. Well, there you have it.
Easy question.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling in Australia.
Right.
Thank you so much, Fanny.
Oh, thanks for having me. I look forward to meet you in person. If there's anything like you ever come in Alberta, you're welcome to visit. I'll be happy to be your guide around here.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it. It was really nice to meet you virtually.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Okay, see you guys.
I
have to see you on the start line somewhere.
Okay, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it. That was Fanny Barrette from Calgary, Alberta, telling us about her journey ticket situation.
The Canadian Trail to Western States.
Hashtag.
She's a go-getter.
She is. I don't think this has stopped her. It's cool that she started her trail running based off of being a rider and taking horses on 100 and 200 mile events, which is, that's pretty cool.
What kind of shocked me is that she takes on so many big races. Because for me personally, I just look for the ticket race. Nice and comfortable, nice and not easy, but I look for the ticket race. Once that's done, I'm done for the year.
Right.
But she's going for 2, 3, keep going.
Well,
That's
yeah. You know, she lives in a place where she can train for these harder, more technical mountain races, so why not?
I agree. Hey.
You'd be doing the same thing if we lived in the mountains.
Oh God, I wouldn't come down to sea level. Let's put it that way. Anyway, cool. Thanks so much, Fanny, for joining us. And coming up soon is someone else from the Canucks of Western States.
That's right. Who's next?